take some kids Claritin.
I don't do nothing.
What were we saying? So I talked about that. And we talked about them leaving. We talked about Charles's car being on fire and them finding the watch. Thank you, Candy. And the watch saying to Charles from Varney. So that cat is out of the bag. And Horace is saying that, Charles will never let anybody drive his car, but he ain't let him. Okay. And then we looked at that picture of Norman's wife. I swear that's a different wife, but I ain't gonna argue with these people.
I was like, that lady can't say two words, so it's fine.
That lady look a little browner in the picture, but okay. And the judge calling him. So that's kind of all that I covered so far. But what I want to talk about is Mama Olivia, because Mama Olivia was putting it on a young tender named Tony. And I said, what is going on here? When I seen all that rocking and knocking in that bed, ain't nobody think it was going to be Mama Olivia getting hurt. Well, doing the back blowing, because I just was like, what's going on here? And then that's when we found out
that part. She was doing the what?
Hey, go back and watch that. Okay, so Mama Olivia got a boo thing. Okay, Mama Olivia was, hitting her reverse cowboy, or actually probably just a regular cowboy. And I called him a young tender named Tony because the man's name was Tony. And then this is where we found out that, remember, the people that ran up into Horace's house wasn't the people that was supposed to be, Angel's boy Salvo, because he got, pew pew in the car. Yeah. These was Olivia's people. Olivia had sent Tony to do the job, to hire some people to come in there and steal the money from Horace, because she felt like she got slighted in the divorce. She said that this little stipend in that stock ain't hitting on nothing. So they were supposed to rob Horace.
Right at the same time. That is crazy.
Because they did look in it and say it was the people from the safe company or whatever. So I was like, ooh, Lord, Mama Olivia is scandalous. And even when Norman was talking on the phone to the judge, when Norman was talking to Jules. So Jules had called Norman before he went to Horace's, because everybody was supposed to meet over at Horace's, and told him that the one he needed to be watching out was Olivia. So that's kind of what we see in these, at least the first 4 episodes, is Mama Olivia is not the one to play with.
I knew that first lady at the church or whatever was a facade.
Right?
Hey, that's how they. Hey, Candy.
Child, I don't know. I don't know what was up with the music, but I also did not expect it to be Mama Olivia. But Mama Olivia, about that life, she said, I'm trying to change. Y'all won't let me change. Mama Olivia wasn't trying to change nothing, okay? No. Not a damn thing. So I won't get too much into it. She complained about her shares. So they all end up going to the house. We at the house. No, nothing really happened at the house. They kind of just arguing over it. Roy is wallowing in his self-pity. And then he go outside, and Mallory is basically like, I'm coming out here for optics. She's talking about, I don't love you very much. I said, Mallory is so annoying, but she sends Varney to Charles's house to get a suit for the funeral. I said, what are y'all putting a suit on? If he's all crunched up in the car, what you gonna put a suit
straight on? Ashes to ashes.
You're gonna put the little urn with the suit on it. So when he gets over there, he's sitting and crying on the couch, and that's when we see somebody walk past the first time, and then he finally comes in. He looking like he's seeing a ghost because Charles is still alive. So then Charles explains to him that, listen, what did he say? Oh, child, I forgot about Mama Olivia grabbing Jules's balls. See, this is a little details I left out. Yeah.
What?
She grabbed Jules's balls because they wanted him. They feel like Norman did it, and Norman did tell Jules that he set the thing on fire. So I guess they pew, and he's the one that set the fire. But
see, that's how I gotta go back and watch episode. I don't know how I accidentally skipped over episode 9. But I feel like I missed too much.
Yeah. So when she was telling, because like all these names, Horace was telling Jules to go get Norman, and Jules is like a double agent, so he's kind of like, I don't think he did it. And Olivia says something and grabbed him, talking about, because you don't have the balls. I said, not you grabbing this man like this. So
right. You don't gotta be putting hands on nobody to make that point.
Listen, okay. So I was trying to see because it's too many notes and I don't need all of these. That's it. Anyway, the moral to the story is Charles tells Varney somebody slipped something in his drink, somebody stole his car keys and his watch, and they was headed to his house, which that's gonna come up back again, I think, in episode 12. I said, oh Lord. So he didn't really care, and he just wanted to let the family wait a little bit longer because he feel like, oh, they don't care about me, playing his little mini violin. Mm-hmm. And that was really the end of that. Not Mallory. So Kimmy and Angel are on the run. Kimmy calls her raggedy mama and finds out that essentially they had sold the sister. Mm-hmm. Because the mama was like, oh, you ain't no nurse, you're just a stripper. And she was like, you definitely,
right, yeah, no.
You definitely sold that baby. So
her and that raggedy boyfriend.
Child, he is trash. Hey, lighten up with Letitia. Candy said Jules is a triple agent. Child, he is something. Hey, Stephen Harris.
Stephen.
My brain, I'm trying to condense these notes. So they had to get another car because she had hit all of these names, body with the car. So when they go to get another car, she's talking to Rain. Rain is trying to talk her down, but there's no talking Kimmy down because Kimmy is on her warpath. Mm-hmm. So Rain's like, I have Delinda's address because Rain is just trying to get her not to go back to Horace's second house or first house. I don't even know which house she was going to, but she was going to one of Horace's houses. And she's like, oh, I got Delinda's address. So she take her happy ass over to Delinda's house. Angel acting all scared, like, what are you doing? She hop out the car, kicking the door, waving the 4-4, and the words get exchanged because she's like, where's my sister? Delinda got a mouth. She's like, where were you when your sister was being taken advantage of? You got to watch your words on YouTube.
Right.
So she's like, where's my sister? And she's like, she probably getting, bent over by some truckers. Ooh. Angel came in and put Delinda had said the sister was probably getting bent over by some truckers. And Angel at some point had run in and pulled Kimmy off of her and had her up against the wall like this. And then next thing you know, Kimmy can't take no more. You talking all of this ish. So Kimmy put that thing up. I said, that's too close for comfort because Angel's standing right here. You heard they gave you the thing that his ear was ringing. I was like, and she just let that thing.
I don't even blame Kimmy for going off though, because listen, I would have too. Not only did, but and then you got the nerve to be getting smart.
Oh, she was trying to get to Horace's main house. The only thing that irritated me was, girl, why you ain't go look around the house? What if she was in the house? You just, gave that lady a pow and then ran. I would have been like, Angel, go look in the back. Make sure she ain't hiding or nowhere. But clearly she wasn't there anyway because she did double back to the house in one of them episodes, 11, 12, one of them. So
I didn't think they would take out like main characters this early on.
Well, once we got rid of Body, I didn't think we was going to get rid of Delinda because I thought that she wasn't going to be this reckless, that she was going to try. Because I think Angel said that to her, like the next episode, like if you stop taking out people that have the answers, then maybe we can get somewhere. And she was like, I can't help it. When I get mad, I don't got no good sense. And don't got no good
They're going to have a new, well, we'll talk about it when we get to that episode.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't think I got to that part yet. Because I just watched maybe like the first minute of 13. Yeah, but Delinda's mouth. But there goes our little bit of comic relief, child. Because I'm glad to be rid of Body though. I will say that because Body was irking my nerves when she was all.
And I'm a little tired of Rain laying up in a hospital bed. Like we need to move this along, or she can go. I don't want to see her laid there no more.
Laid up with her toot up in the air. I'm like she got the rules.
Pull the plug or not. Hey JB.
Hey JB. I do not watch this mess, but it's not that bad.
JB used to review Sisters. This is better than that.
He said he done topped out of TP World. Yeah, I mean, you gotta see it for what it's, see it for what it's worth, but
Hold on, twin, because she been healing for a while. Like,
right.
I mean, at this point, what else can we do? Either you gonna be able to walk or not.
I know she was still healing in episode 12. That's as far as I made it, and her ass was still laying in that bed. But I felt okay.
Okay, somebody I might leave. Girl, do it. Do something, please.
And I thought what we were really worried about at this point was the blood clots. I didn't think that, like,
right.
Whatever, child. Whatever.
You can get some compression socks. Enough.
So in episode 10, not that much happened. I know Olivia wasn't trying to leave Norman's house. And Mallory wanted him to find like another answer. Like, you bringing Norman here is not going to be the answer to it at all. So she's asking him, like, maybe you're going to find somebody else to pin it on, which so happened. So, Jules got the connection. He heard about the motel. He didn't know it was Body, but when he pulls up to the motel, he finds out that it was Body. Enter crackhead Debo. I was calling him D-Slow because he wasn't the sharpest, crayon in the box. But Debo seen the whole thing, and he tells Jules it was Kimmy. So he's like, okay, cool. He got a plan. So he tells Calvin, get him high and then bring him back to the house. So back at the house, they still going back and forth, forth and back. Horace and Olivia, nobody really cares. They screaming and yelling and arguing. Olivia trying to mediate, but don't nobody want to hear what Olivia got to say. When in walks Norman, I said he does not care about nothing, y'all. Because I didn't think Norman was going to show up at the house, but Norman showed up at the house.
He said he ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did say he ain't got nothing to lose. Oh, child, I don't know how long you been back there. Let me bring you up because I was just like, oh, what is that? What is that?
You don't be looking. We people be sitting there for 40 days and 50 nights.
That's okay. I was trying to get some things together anyway.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Nita.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get my neck. Where y'all going?
Hey, JB say, better than Sisters. Well, look, I don't watch Sisters, so only Shayna can verify that for me, but Hey, the Lawrence Report. So we were just talking about, did you have any comments that you want to make about, we talked about episode 9 while I was kind of waiting for you guys and getting into it. We were talking about episode 10.
Right.
So anything?
No, the thing is, all I know is Kimmy's on a rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Olivia, girl, what is going on? What is actually happening? And Charles is crazy. I knew he wasn't. I was like, I knew he wasn't.
No. And I think you said it too. I think they dropped the ball because I feel like, well, one, we knew Salvo had stole his car because when he woke up at the club, his keys was gone and everything. So I'm like, well, that can't be him in the car. So I kind of already didn't think it was him, but they kept saying it because of the watch. I'm like, but he took the watch too, that they thought it was him. But then I think you said, because I watched it too, that little clip trailer they had, the first one for part 2,
they put too much on there.
Charles was in the clip. So anyway, we knew it wasn't Charles, but then when I saw the clips of Olivia saying, my son is dead and nobody cares, I said, oh, Charles is really gone. I thought Charles was alive. Charles alive. Charles alive, and Charles don't care.
He's the comic relief for me, child.
He is, especially since we don't have Delinda anymore.
Right.
Shayna was saying she didn't think that they were going to take out all these main characters this early. True. And I said, I'm glad Body's gone, but we could have kept Delinda a little bit longer. Because I thought she was just going to keep her if for nothing to try and find some information, but she started jibber jabbing, and Kimmy was like,
yeah, she couldn't take it no more.
Tick, tick, boom. Yeah, you
no,
didn't think
not at all. We did not think so.
I said, why are these people not waiting for the autopsy? She talking about go get a suit, ma'am, for what? If he's crunched up in the car, what you gonna put the suit on the urn? What's what you need a suit for? He gonna have an open casket if that was him. Lord, so we're talking about episode 10. Where were we? Oh, so Jules has done got this crackhead man to, say he did it. Norman show up at the house. He said he didn't do it. He's like, who killed my wife, child? Okay. And then he's saying that they didn't know how to love. We start talking about this doggone will, because all anybody cares about is the will and these stocks. We start talking about these will, and I was cracking up when Horace was calling his bride a mail order bride. I said, oh, not a mail order, bro. So I'm like, you could have at least got a young one. And then in the middle of all of this, in comes Charles. And I said, this is the most unhappy return. Right. It was all just like, I said, that's it. Y'all just gonna sit there like y'all didn't think the man was gone 5 minutes ago?
Right.
But you kind
of, thought at least his mama would be happy. She just too stunned to speak.
Yeah, she. So Varney had to tell them what happened, and she's relieved. But like you said, it wasn't too much going on. And then Jules conveniently shows up with this D-Slow. I said, oh, he didn't have this man high as a kite, talking about, I was just trying to rob the house. I ain't know, nobody was in it. So Mallory is kind of relieved because now we can take the heat off of her because she's the one that really did it initially and move on. But I was like, I don't know if Norman gonna move on, child, because
I think why are y'all making him even more upset? How are you gonna tell him to just move on? Like, this is his wife. He said the only thing that he had. And y'all just move on. Okay, so when he really go off, you get what you get.
Baby, listen. And that's all he said. All the 4 episodes I watched. My wife is dead. My wife is dead. My wife is dead. I don't care. I don't care. My wife is dead.
Season. Good Lord.
He's like, I'll knock all of this show over. My wife is gone. So Kimmy takes her behind back to that Raggedy Mama's house. And that scene don't really get us nowhere. Because Angel calls Rain and tells her about Delinda. And then she's like, where are you at? And then she's like, go in there and get that girl. That man is crazy. And sure enough, she hit the man in the head with the pan because the mama got a new car. So we know for sure she did what she did. She hit that man in the head with the pan and he got a steel head, child, because he just went to whooping on her. And Angel had to come in there and save her. I said, what did we get this scene for? I don't know.
Angel should have taken him out. That's what I was saying when I think they got this to me. I think because the way that boyfriend was looking at them, the way he was looking at Angel, like, oh, okay, I'm going to get you. So they ain't gonna be Belinda and Delinda and Body anymore because the new boyfriend about to be the one. And I said, y'all sold the daughter for a Toyota Camry? Oh my God, ain't no way.
They was living in a trailer and she complaining about Kimmy being a dancer versus a nurse, but you was still taking her money from the baby when she was sending it. So
she wouldn't have been a dancer if you didn't drop her off at the Walmart. But I digress. Hey, Mama Mac.
Hey, Mama Mac. Or Tanya Mac, not my mama, your mama. Yeah, Letitia, he should have kept his mouth closed and Kimmy was doing you favors and helping you out. You just gonna sell her out to like that? Like, you don't know these people, but people do anything for a piece of change. So she got her butt leave and they kicked and they leave. Horace meets with this judge, which was another nothing scene because apparently Norman had already tried this with the business and he sent him away and said, no, we ain't gonna be laundering nothing up and through here. And so he decided that he was gonna buy this strip club and I think 2 other businesses, dealerships, and launder through there. And I was laughing because he was like, well, have a cigar. I don't smoke. He was like, have a cigar. No, the red one. I said, not you sitting there with a stick of dynamite in your mouth. But then again, I was like, this man is about to blow up his own house. So
right, that's how they ain't going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, the whole family is very tick tick boom. They all not wrapped too tight. They all mean. They all crazy. So like I said, that was another nothing scene.
Clearly, what he did wasn't enough.
Oh yeah, and then I forgot he got him in the hand. But I was like,
Baldhead was still running his mouth. You on mute, Nita?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, he did the hand. So
all of that, and he still really didn't tell him nothing because Horace act like he already knows all of that. So I was like, well, I guess he didn't know the specific businesses, but he was just like, oh, okay, could have had a V8.
They got build up the scene. I hope anyway, because it's Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
yes. Classic.
Then another scene that I thought was gonna go one way and it didn't. I thought he was kind of call Varney out about his son because I thought Jules might have told him, but all he wanted to sit down and talk to Varney about is this will and how can he get these doggone people off his will because his sons are ungrateful. And he was like, well, unless you get married. And he was like, no, that's not gonna happen.
That's no woman, it ain't.
Shayna with the shade.
Lord, it is not. So they essentially find Kimmy finally got to tell Rain what happened with them trying to stick up the man's house, but they send Angel to go back to work. Go on back to work, Angel. Go get the details and come on back and tell us what happened. Act like everything is normal. I said, now Angel is not. He not built for this. It's funny because he's the one that got them into all this, but I'm like, you are not a criminal at all, sir.
He getting
you
my
nervous.
Nerves.
You goofy.
Right. He too scary. If nothing else, he
never got no heart. No, like he always was just scary the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I feel like he's been working in the club and everything long enough where he should have a little thicker skin. Like, I never seen this before. You've been working in this environment and never seen nothing.
But it don't look like they do nothing to the men. It just looks like they do all this to the women. So he's just kind of like sitting off there in La La Land. So
because the men is down for it.
Yeah, the men just put fix a flat and they jump.
Angel is not built for it at all. Yeah. What else happened in this episode? Oh, child, this other stupid scene was just a scene to get us to the next scene. So Roy's still sulking and Mallory don't give a god darn. Now, the only thing I was confused about, he was like, who you sleeping with? I said, wasn't she just on a warpath the first 8 episodes that she kept asking who you was sleeping with? And we ain't never picked that back up for these first 9 through 12. I was like, man, what happened to you being on the warpath? Like, who's the B? Who's the B? Who's the B? Now all of a sudden she got her a stable of men. Right. So he walks outside the office and he's like, walks up on Calvin like, it's you. And Calvin's like, actually, you more my type. I said, oh, Calvin, I got this man. He pushed Calvin up against the wall. Then he go in the room, do his little, and call Kimmy and tell Kimmy to meet him at the hotel. Rain tell Kimmy don't go, but Kimmy says she gonna get to her sister come hell or high water. That's all that really happened in episode 10. Anything else I left out or you guys want to talk about these crazy Bellaries?
Child, did we talk about the zipping up bag?
No, that's next. Okay. That is next at the almost at the
like Roy wouldn't be that slow if he would get off that, off that stuff because he was on to it. I'm like, it don't take much for him to get easily distracted or for the security guard, exactly what to do to get him up off him.
Where's my sister? Where's my sister? Where's my sister? Oh, for at least the first 4 episodes I watched.
We're hearing that the rest of the time. I feel like we ain't never gonna find this sister.
I hope so. Child, Lord. So episode 11, Jules is pissed off that Body and Delinda are gone. So he sent his guys to go find Kimmy, go talk to Rain. But when the officers get to the hospital, they find out that Rain was moved, so they didn't have no further information. But Angel gonna slip up later anyway. So I said, "Oh, that's coming."
Get on my nerves.
And this is the scene Nita was talking about. Tony and Olivia sitting on the couch. He ain't heard from his guys. They robbed Horace, and they were supposed to meet at the warehouse, but he ain't heard nothing. She says, you were supposed to meet him at the warehouse and take him out, make it look like a robbery. So she's pissed off saying she can't trust this man. He's like, I got my best eyes on it. And he's like, did you betray me? And, because Horace walking around like ain't nothing happened. Even though something did happen, Horace he not wrapped too tight. Something did happen. They don't know what happened, but something did happen. This man is pleading for his life and in come her goons. Talking about get in the bag. I said, baby, not get in the bag. Get in the bag. Tony gets in the bag. That was the guy, Shayna. That's the guy she was sleeping with in episode 9. Because you were like, who was she sleeping with? Right. This fool get in the bag and they take him out. I said, oh, not the guy.
That's what made it even more cutthroat. That she was. That was her little boy toy.
Right. She was like, but then it was like, and hold the bag up. Like, not you making him hold the bag up. And then they said zip it. Like, he didn't zip the bag. It was still open. But I digress.
Never mind. I don't need to know because we get a life-size Ziploc freezer bag to just put people in, so you can make what they're going
to do with that body.
So you can make that disposal easier. Like, okay, everything's in the bag.
She can't have nothing messing up her white rug and her couch.
Baby, listen, look at her sitting there. That's her sitting right there with her poor man on the ground. I said, oh,
I couldn't believe it.
She said
I was gagged. I said, what? What is happening?
Another one.
Norman says she ain't wrapped too tight. They all really crazy if you ask me. The OG kids and their spouses, because like I said, Olivia and Mallory ain't wrapped too tight either, because they not OG Bellaries. It's just the sons. But I said okay. So
you gotta be in this environment.
What is confusing me is Mallory and Roy act like they can't stand each other. So I'm trying to figure out, why is she just on this tangent about who the B is? Like,
because she said she don't want to get embarrassed. Like, she don't want to embarrass. She about her image.
Okay.
Yeah, even still, child.
She messing with the help, and she picked the wrong help to mess with, because he be talking back.
No, because he's stowed off too. He ain't.
They don't
firing on all cylinders.
They didn't know that Jules got him from wherever he was at. But the minute she broke him off, he started going off. I'm like, see, he up there talking back, overstepping boundaries. Like, you worrying about Roy being sloppy, but you about to be out on the street. Your business about to be out there.
Baby, listen.
Child, justice for the girl in the black, child. That lady treat that.
Jillian?
Is that her name? Justice for Jillian, child, because
Jillian crazy. She started getting nerves.
I was gonna say Jillian is crazy too. Miss Jim Crow. Girl, what's going on? So Varney and Horace meet about this will, and Varney finds someplace in the will, because the father is like ghost in power. Okay, he done found everything that he could possibly put in his will to make sure you can't take nobody out, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. So no convicting felonies, or you're gonna forfeit your shares. It can't be a Class B felony. So I was thinking more along the lines of Norman's criminal organization. So I was like, okay, cool. So we're gonna take the shares from Norman and Jules. Now I don't know about the rest of them, although he claimed that, because Varney went telling everybody. He won't tell Mallory, he won't tell Charles, and the only person he tells is Mama that he's trying to get rid of them. So he calls who called Jules? Somebody called Jules. Oh.
I thought it was Varney.
Oh, to find Angel. No. All these names. Horace calls Jules to find Angel because he says he stole his watch. He want to talk to him, whatever. I said, okay. Jules's guy find Angel, but Jules calls his guys. They tell him that they found Angel, but Rain was moved and they can't find her. Jillian is annoying, very much so. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, Varney is going back and telling everybody. He goes back and tells Charles that they trying to cut him out of the will. She says, you, your brother, and your mom out of the will, which I was like, how he gonna, like I said, I'm only thinking he could cut out Norman and Jules, but whatever. He's talking about increasing his shares if somebody catches a felony, but he's telling him to be careful because, he be, playing with the candy and so he's trying to tell him to be careful. He's like, you've been warned. I was like, okay. Charles did not care at all because Charles was over there about to do what he's about to do. Norman still want doggone Debo, child. He won Debo, and I said, Lord, I think he's going to get him in the back 4 episodes, because when I was looking for pictures, I said, oh, there go Norman with Debo. He wasn't in 9 through 12, but yeah, I guess at some point he's going to get his hands on him. But he wants to know what the judge knows. But the judge didn't really tell that man nothing. Mm-hmm. And then that's when we find out they started exchanging the information. Ain't really too much to find out there. The judge goes to visit Norman. Same thing. No info to find out. Oh, that's when he threatened him with his daughter. I was like, something I want to say about that. That's when he threatened him with his daughter, because I think I saw a picture of the daughter and thought it was Sylvie. Oh, okay. So I think that's going to come into play in the back half too. Let me see if I left out anything, because I was typing. Yep, he told him about that. Jules called Norman. Oh, apparently Horace is serious about his doggone watches. I said, oh, Lord. But we know he already got the watch back anyway. Right. But they didn't know that. Judge visits Norman, his daughter. Oh, Lena the lawyer calls Mallory. Child, so Lena. She's thinking she's going to take this job offer, and she's like, "No, I am now up to 64 plaintiffs." I said, "Good Lord, not good Lord, not 64." So she's asking her if she wants to talk settlement, but you know Mallory, she gonna stand on business. She says she don't want to settle, so here we are. Then later on, she's telling Roy's dumbass, "Don't go meet with that lady. I'm gonna tell your daddy. I'm gonna tell your daddy," which I'm sure at some point he probably gonna go meet with Lena again because she's just not very intelligent.
He always think he can fire somebody or do something. He don't got no pull.
Obviously. Right.
After he leaves, Calvin comes in, like Shayna said, he ain't got no good sense and gives Mallory her doggone underwear from the other night. I said, what is going on here?
It don't get worse. She shouldn't have picked him.
Right.
Ooh, child. Him and Jillian still bickering in the hallway. No, he's not. Him and Jillian is bickering in the hallway. So Varney now meets with Mallory. Here goes some more stuff. So he meets with Mallory. He wants to tell everybody about this doggone will. And we're talking about Lena. He's trying to suggest that he get another litigator because they could use the help. And then when he goes out, she gonna hug him so Calvin and Roy can see. Now here comes Roy's crazy behind. Now Roy thinks that Mallory's sleeping with Varney. I'm like, he don't even play for that team.
Right.
She has tried, but we don't know. So he's like, "You're fired." Like Shayna said, firing people. "You're fired. Get out. I'm telling my daddy, go kick rocks." I said,
she's trying to make the help jealous and made her husband jealous, girl.
Right. That was so
right.
I said, Roy comes from around the
what is happening?
Around the corner.
We're gonna find out that Varney played for that other team. There is no way this can keep going on.
Oh, for sure. I think Mallory picked up what Charles was putting down when they had that meeting because she was like, "Why are you so excited? Asking me all these questions."
Definitely. That's how I think she's gonna find out. And Horace up there talking about, "Oh, I wish you were my son." Not when you find out that he go for the other team like you do. You gonna want him.
I was gonna say Horace is judgmental anyway because he go for the other team too, child.
Right. And that's why he mad.
So Jules's cops pick up Angel. I said, "Oh, here go Angel, old nervous behind." Then they just take him in the garage, in the handcuffs, put him in the back of another car. Now, the one thing I was glad that he did when Horace, because one thing I'm gonna do is get Horace and Norman confused. When Horace showed up, he got his ass out that car, so they couldn't hear the police officers couldn't hear what he was saying. I was like, let me clap one time for Angel. Angel, that's the only clap you got the whole.
Did they let him out the car though?
No, they took him out of their car and put him in the back of another car. And he was handcuffed. But then when Horace came, Horace was talking to him. He got out the car. Now ask me how he got out the. Oh, I guess you can get out the car with handcuffs. I thought he got
let out the car. I didn't think he just got out the car on his own.
Well, maybe Horace let him out.
I thought the Horace let him because he ain't smart enough for all that.
Never mind. I take my clap back. So Horace let him out the car.
Had to have. How you gonna do
it? He got out on his own. I don't know.
No, unless he turned around. In that case, he could have got out the car while they was driving and ran off.
I thought he did too, but he was handcuffed, so it really don't make no sense now that I think about it. But we gonna
let it go. That dad going screaming and hollering. He was on. I was like,
Angel. I don't think he would even be thinking to do that. Like he not calm under pressure to be doing that. They be thinking, oh, they might be listening to my call. He probably don't even realize they can do that.
No, I don't think he knew. I just thought he got out of the car on sheer nerves, like pleading his case because he's scared of Horace, as he should, because Horace took out all the people in front of him. Horace going to tell him that house that they was in, he had got for him and Kimmy. I was like, did you?
Right.
He could have. Who knows?
We'll never know now. Thanks to Angel, his stupid plan.
Right. So he's asking if Kimmy's trustworthy, and he's like, she's trustworthy, but he kind of got her caught up into this. Yeah, he did, because
at least he told
her all types of things. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, is Rain gonna say the same thing?" He's like, "Nah, Rain ain't talking." He's like, "Oh, like only your punk ass telling it all." Yes, yes, very much so.
I'm like, why is he gonna try to get information out of Rain anyway? Like Angel, I guess he can't trust him, but you don't know Rain. You can't trust her either.
Right?
No,
that's true.
He really just trying to get to Kimmy. Really is what it is, but Look, Kimmy gonna be on the way after what he did to Rain. Her ass gonna show up sooner or later.
What he did, we'll talk about it.
So Rain was trying to talk Kimmy out of going to the hotel because remember Roy had called her. She's standing in the hotel talking about, "Oh, girl, okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it." She's like, "Girl, at least come back and let's talk it over." She's like, "Okay, I'm on my way," because Rain threatened to leave the hospital. She go in the room with Roy, and here we go, threatening back and forth. I said, "Oh Lord, here we go." So she's like, where my sister? Where my sister? Where my sister? Then she's like, "You too stupid. They didn't tell you nothing." I said, okay. She done called this man by his government name, said, this your mama name, this your daddy name, your uncle name. And he's like, how do you know? I said, "Sir, you are too high for all of this." But he's like, he don't know about this. He doesn't know anything about the sister. So she's like, "Call Jules." He talking cash shit. She talking cash shit. Next thing you know, she slapped the taste out of his mouth, crack him over the head with the bottle. But he get a little something. They get to tussling until his ass go out that window at the end of episode 11. I said, good God.
He manifested that when he was up there talking to Mallory, talking about, "What if I went out this window right now and look at you flying out of the window just later?" But I just feel like Kimmy gets on my nerves with this. Like, you didn't learn from Horace. Why do you keep assuming that everybody knows everything? "Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I know you know." And these people be like, "I did not know what you're talking about, girl." Like, what are you saying? Who? Your sister? You have a sister? She just insists. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you doing this all wrong. Yeah. Ava being loose lip got them a lot farther than whatever Kimmy was doing.
She should have just done a little stakeout and just follow people, at least do it that way, but no.
I don't know why she would think that he knows anything. Like, girl, he's only calling you for one thing. He don't got nothing to do with your sister.
And can't do that.
Right. Can't even.
But I forgot he did manifest it. He was talking about shit, and she was like, "Well, this window don't open, but if you give it a running shot." I said, "Oh Lord, the way these two be talking to each other." I said, "Oh my God!" But I thought
I'm gonna find out when we're gonna find out about Mallory's background, because they did throw in a little something like she used to be on that stuff, as a teen, and she was just like, "All right, let's find out more of her information. Where is her family at?" Like,
I'm hoping these back couple episodes that we're gonna go over next week, because like I said, I just watched after the way episode 12 ended. I was like, let me just watch the first minute of 13, and then I cut it off. And then I was trying to look and see how. I mean, I know he's still alive. I was trying to see how high up they were, because I was looking at the other buildings. I'm like, oh, he a good ways. He a good ways up.
But why should they it, even though Body didn't? So I'm like, I don't see how one can make it, another one can't.
Because we need him to be alive, I guess. I don't know for what. But
he's really not doing anything. But
I guess to cry about his woes, how nobody loved him, and Charles got all the hugs when they was growing up, and they was looking at him like,
if he leaves, Mallory will get her portion of the will. She don't gotta run the business anymore.
I was laughing. He was talking about, "Oh, y'all didn't love me. Y'all were horrible parents, and you gave Charles all the hugs." And I'm like, they don't really like Charles. Like the mama do, but the daddy don't like neither one of your asses. But okay.
I still think that Roy might be Norma's child, but I digress.
I thought so too. I remember we said that in part 1.
Roy or Charles, one of them, or maybe both of them.
Listen, we'll go with Roy. Although that was another thing that confused me. I don't know if that was a TP slip up, because in episode 9, when he was talking, I think it was either 9 or 10, when Horace was talking to Varney about his kids and how ungrateful they are, and he said if it wasn't for Roy being married to Mallory, he'd be out there sucking D's and all this stuff. And I was like, do you have your children confused? I don't understand. You mean Charles?
Right.
So I don't know if they were like, we're not about to do it again, so we just gonna act like that was right. Okay, we said Mallory and Roy. Apparently Roy is sucking D's too, child. I said,
I was like, was Roy doing that before he got with Mallory, or who knows? TP gonna have everybody messing with D at the end of the day.
That's it.
Are there any straight men in Chicago?
And I was gonna say, unless he was just talking ish, and I was like, what? I was confused. I was like, I mean, Charles? No, he said Mallory. Mallory ain't married.
Angel was like, when he was like, oh, he was like, I'll do whatever you want. And then Horace was like, but you don't want to. And he was like, no, I don't. But for you, I will. I'm like, Angel said, I am gay for pay.
So he's trying to stay alive. So Kimmy take her happy ass. At first, I thought it was Horace's second house, but then when I seen everything was all broke up like that, I said, "Oh no, that's Delinda's house." She goes back in Delinda's house, and she's searching through the house. She found some files, but I couldn't really see what was on them because Jules's police friends showed up at the same time, and she had to hide behind the couch. I said, "Oh, child." And Jules called, but they never even looked for anything, and they just left. So I said, "All right, my girl get to see another day." She didn't get caught up at that very moment. So
I just knew her phone was gonna start ringing or something.
Yeah, I did too. Because when Jules called, I was like, "Oh Lord, that's her phone. They're gonna find her."
Mm-hmm.
Letitia says she thinks Horace ain't their daddy. Oh well,
that's why he hates
him. Yeah, we say that.
I think Roy ain't his son, and I think he hate Charles because Charles is everything he wish he could be.
Because Charles is like,
right, his life, you live in a secret.
So I guess Angel explained to Horace how he got into this and what had happened and gave him the rundown. We didn't see what he said to him, but we got the gist of what might have been said at some point. And Angel basically just pleaded for his life, like Shayna said. He don't want to do it, but he's willing to take his chances for his life. But Angel was like, that wasn't my guys that robbed you. He's like, my guys never showed up. He's like, oh, I know.
Right, he already 2 steps ahead.
I said,
but at least he knows Angel's being honest at this point.
Yeah, but Angel also was. Yeah. So Angel's kind of calling him.
Oh,
no, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I was just thinking to myself, when I was watching, I said, I thought Horace was sick. Now all of a sudden, he like this, all over the place and stuff. I was like,
this is the longest cancer run. He out here in Wynn's warehouse, strutting through the empty parking lots. Like, what the? Right. I feel like he throw a coughing fit when it's necessary to distract somebody. Like, oh no, are you okay? And then all of a sudden, he gets you.
He back.
Yeah, I think he did cough like once or twice when they were at his house, waiting for Norman to show up. And then he had a little cough. That's when remember. Like well, no, not like the Angel cough, the Angel guy, but he was. Olivia was like, "Can I get you something?" Not Olivia. Mallory's like, "Can I get you something?" Olivia was like, "He got people to do that." I said, "Dang, Olivia, she can't get the man a drink. Chill out." Candy said he's not the pappy either, child. He is not the pappy. Ooh, okay. Let me find out. Do you think Olivia know that Horace go that way? Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why she was sleeping with Norman. Lord only knows. So sometimes they be knowing. We don't know, but they know.
Yeah. Maybe she know and he don't know that she know.
That part.
He acting like he seeing her. Maybe he like, look, I don't want you anyway. I never want to have children with you. I never liked you.
He said all this fish. But see, I guess the DNA would still, if it was his brother's kids, it would still be close enough.
They probably did no DNA test.
The way this family is, when the daddy got this elaborate will, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it was married, so maybe at the time. Because when they find out that, we don't even know if they found out that she was sleeping with Norman. That might have just been a little secret.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But Norman's wife knew. He was pillow talking, I guess.
Yeah, Norman's wife, but clearly nobody in the family cares about her.
Oh. She gone.
And look at Tisha.
I also think that Jules is or another brother, because I said that too. Why is Jules' ass in the will?
Right. I thought he was just an employee. He should not. Right. And I thought he had like some shares too.
He does have shares.
Maybe because he got so much dirt on them, but I don't see, because he's clearly more loyal to Horace. Like, y'all should have your own security people. Or whatever. Y'all need your own people. Like, it shouldn't be one person. Y'all don't get along, but one person working for everybody. That don't make sense.
Right. Yeah, that was the one thing Mallory was right about, but she didn't stand on it. She's like, I don't trust him. Like, he knows too much. He do.
Yeah. I feel like really like that in part 1 of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Norman had kids or something because he said that his wife is the only thing he had left. So I'm like, well, what else? What else happened? We never like.
I know he doesn't have any now, unless he lost some kids. I don't know if they elaborated on that one.
So then if they come out and be like, "Oh, Roy is really your son," like I wonder what that's gonna do.
Oh Lord,
right?
Maybe that part.
That part, Candy.
Mm-hmm.
So Angel's saying like he just wanted out. He wants a better life. Still standing here pleading his case to Horace, child. So Horace want to go verify with Rain, but he knows that she ain't saying nothing. Horace leave his ass there in the handcuffs and everything. I said, poor dumb Angel. He's just so crazy. So Varney is shook. He run his happy ass. Huh?
I didn't think he was gonna run off handcuffed.
Well, I mean, what you gonna do? Sit there?
Yeah, I guess wait for somebody to come get him.
Ain't nobody come to get that man. So Varney is shook. He take his happy ass over there to see Charles and tells him what happened with Roy, and he's worried that he's gonna tell Horace. So now Charles thinks that he slept with Mallory. I was like, really?
That didn't make no sense. Not a lick of sense.
And at first, I didn't think he believed him. I thought he was just trying to get him out of there because I peeped when he came and he had that robe on. I said, Charles got this robe on. You're just gonna ignore this man in this robe, like. Because he was looking like, excuse you, sir. Like, you coming in the middle of the night. I'm in my robe, but he's still talking. So he's like, sir, I'm busy. I got a little something in the room. I'm about to, go to Pound Town and then take my behind over to the club, find out who stole my car. I said, oh, okay. Varney said he's not leaving, and he don't. He said his happy ass right there. I said, I might not never.
I would never.
Who
would do that?
I don't ever want to love like that.
Varney is too fine for all that, child. Right. Oof, Lord.
I don't know what it is about him. Like, y'all so different. Maybe because he just like, look, I don't feel comfortable messing with another man. I don't know. Sit there, just listen, and Charles took his time too. Like, I'm back in the room. Like I told you.
Took his time, took a shower and everything. I was like, Varney, you're not going to get up and make a sandwich or nothing, take a nap? Because I'm not about to sit there and listen. Let me put some headphones on.
Separately, like, dang, how long is this about to take? He had time to make phone calls. Like, how long are you back there?
I'd have made a sandwich, climbed up on that couch with my headphones and going to sleep. Because I'd be like, I might be here, but I'm not just going to sit here like.
Listening, full on listening to the session.
You think I did at this point. Like, I tried to.
Going outside.
Lord. So Kimmy's done behind, take her behind back to the motel, and who comes in right behind her? Angel in the handcuffs. I said, here we go. Here we go. Dumb and Dumber. Just Dumb and Dumber.
Especially when there's only one way to get out.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, I gotta go. And here comes banging on the door. It's Jules. And he's like, no, don't go in there. Get under the bed. I said, why would you?
Oh, loud.
Exactly. Right. He was right next to the door. Get under the bed.
Get under the bed.
He didn't hear me.
Jules comes in. My heart was racing. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. I said, oh, he said, what are you doing at Kimmy? He's like, I've been crashing over here. He's like, where is she? She's like, I don't know. He opened in the bathroom. He opened the other door. I said, oh, Lord. He's like, she killed 2 people. Angel's like, no, nothing about that. So he popped him and he's like, you know something. Yeah. Where is she? And he's like, she said she's getting out of here. Is she under the bed? I said, oh, Lord. He go, pow, pow, at the bed. I said, oh, my goodness gracious. I mean, I knew she was still alive. I just was like, okay.
Yeah, that was a nice little deflection because I could have sworn I thought she was gonna be under the bed.
She went in that bed. I didn't see her get in that closet.
Right.
I didn't either. I said, oh, maybe she got caught in the leg or something. Got a little arm, She all right. She ain't going, but
shit. I mean, I'm sorry, because, but even if she did get hit in the leg or something, I'm crying out. I'm screaming.
Yeah, like there's no way that would happen. I would have been like, let me keep quiet.
It's on demon time though. She's mean and evil. She might have got popped and not made no sound, child.
I feel like she would have moved her leg or something. Like it would have been some noise. You're like, what was that?
Right. Something.
So he's asking him like, why does the old man want to see you, Horace? I was like, are you supposed to know his name, Angel? Angel, you just talk too damn much. He's like, I stole his watch. So then here he goes. Now he starts singing. He's telling inadvertently because they don't know where Rain is at. But he says he was visiting the hospital, the Stanley Heart Hospital. I said, oh no, because that's not the original hospital she was in. So
he could have literally said any other hospital but that hospital. He knew that that Horace moved her. Why would you say that?
Because Angel is slow.
Right.
Well, he says he lifted it on the elevator. He's like, who you visited? He's like, oh, I was there to steal. You just said you was visiting somebody. Now you said I said, you just are not capable of lying, sir. Like, at least stand there and say, huh, like the kids do and get your lies together. I was like, you just gonna answer wrong.
That's why it was so easy to manipulate them in the first place, because he's so stupid.
Right.
So he's like, well, I need to go shower and head to the club. So he leaves. We see Kimmy come out, out the wardrobe. I said, oh Lord, there she goes. She's good. She calls Rain and tells Rain, listen, I pushed him out the window, girls. So Rain is like, I'm leaving. I said, girl, you need to leave because now Angel done told where you're at. So Jules' people is coming. Right. They on the case. But we didn't even get to that yet because in comes Horace. I said,
I was surprised because Kimmy heard Angel tell the hospital. So I was surprised she didn't warn Kimmy to leave.
That's true. That's true.
Warn Rain to leave because it's like you heard Jules say or heard Angel say the hospital. You heard Jules ask for the hospital. So yeah, girl, if you got a blood clot issue, you might want to walk slow, but walk out of there.
Right. You can't help but like poor little Angel. No, his plans never work. Oh, look at her. She got a little soft spot. I don't.
He need to go. He said, woo, woo, woo. He is their biggest downfall.
And you know what? Let me take that back. I would have a soft spot for Angel if he wasn't the one that put them in this situation. If he was just somehow an innocent bystander that was running around with them and got caught up in it, I'd be like, oh, he just slow, poor little baby. But poor little Tink Tink. But no, Tink Tink got him there and all of them there in the first place. So
it is his fault, but I can't fully blame. They was all kind of young and naive. They put themselves in a situation because they could have said no.
And I also thought he was street savvy when she was on the Walmart on the phone. I got a job. I didn't think he was this dumb. I was like,
I'm like, how did you let him pull the wool over your eyes? Ooh, they would have been better off just doing the time. They would have finished the bid by now and been out free, debt free.
Free and clear.
That is never ending.
Especially when one of them wanted to do hair anyway. I'm like, you don't need no degree on how to do no damn hair.
Right. They was better off just going. They could have did their time and still would have had less time than this time they about to have now.
Mm-hmm. So Horace comes in and she's about to hang up, but Rain is like, no, Kimmy is like, keep me on the phone. So he's like, oh, I'm the one that moved you here and blah, 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 having this whole conversation. Rain still trying to be cautious. I said, come on, Rain, girl, hold it down. So he starts asking questions and she's like, listen, sir, I'm on a lot of meds. Like, I don't know what you talking about, who you talking about. I barely know the girl and, all of the things, trying to cover her home girl. Poor Kimmy listening to the whole thing. So then he starts talking about death. She's like, I can you go? I need to rest. He said, in peace. I said, oh, Lord, not rest in peace. She leaned over, start pushing the button. He said, ain't nobody coming. Nobody's coming. So he's like, tell me everything I want to know about Kimmy. She's like, kill me, child. He started poking her in her arse with that cane.
That was crazy.
Right. She's never going to heal now.
I said, oh, Horace.
So much for her walking out of the hospital.
Yeah, because she's been laid up like this the whole ass in the air the whole time. So, oh, not poor little. Never worked. No, he wasn't malicious here. He was just dumb. But and somebody gave him a kid because I'm still trying to figure out he got that baby. He's talking about that baby. I said that's right because the baby mama had came wrecked your stuff before.
I never understood why he got to live with his baby mama and the women had to stay in some makeshift halfway house. In some motel.
Mm-hmm. So Kimmy's protective of Rain. So she runs out the room. As soon as she run out the room, Jules' guy grabs her up. I thought she was gonna fight him off, but no, he puts her in the car. He calls Jules. He's like, bring her to me. But he's like, put her on the phone first. So meet Kimmy is gone. She out the window. She talking crazy. Where's my sister? I said, oh Lord. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, oh, she says she's sorry, but he's like, you took our body into Linda. She's like, I don't know who did that. You just was talking junk, talking about you don't know who did it. So he's like, maybe your sister can pay me back. Now she's getting all upset. Now, meanwhile, whole time his wife called him in the background. He's like, oh, okay, dear. I said,
I had forgot he was married for a second. Like he really living a whole double life, and I don't know how he has time.
Right.
She got to know though. Ain't no way that lady don't know because that man he be everywhere. Like
she probably really think he just works with the police.
So late at the office, Mallory, she get a phone call from Charles. He invites her for a drink. She's like, oh, I got to be to work. So finally, he asked her to go to the strip club. And I was like, oh, Lord, please don't take Mallory to the strip club, even though Kimmy ain't there, no way. So she says no, but they agree to meet up at this restaurant in like 40 minutes. He rushing to get his screw out the shower. He says, sir, you got to go. You got to 1-2 step. I said, not you walking the man past Varney. Varney, come on now. You going out bad. So Jillian's taking shots at Calvin because she's riding with Mallory, which they both ended up going, so I don't really know who cares. Angel makes his way back to the club, and one of the dancers is asking about Kimmy. She busts in. He's like, I don't know where Kimmy's at. So when she leaves, one of the guys tells him that Bobby and Delinda are missing, and he tells him also that Salvo took the dude in the yellow Lambo's keys and car and wrecked it. He said he was behind him when them things started ringing off. And it caught on fire. He got the heck up on out of here. I said, I don't blame you, sir. Because Angel's like, you didn't try to help him. Help what? So both could be crispy? Nope. He left. That's the same thing I would have done. Right. So he's like, we have the dude's address talking about Charles. I said, oh, Lord. Now I know Angel ain't going to be involved. But if these dummies go over the crates, Charles ain't wrapped too tight. Please don't go over to Charles's house and try to rob that man. So he's like, we need to
just happen and think, let's go over there anyway. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
I don't know. So Angel just like leaves him hanging. So like I said, Charles walks his homeboy out. The irony of Charles running the girls is yeah. I mean Jules.
They think it won't happen to their children.
Mm-hmm. They all got kids. He got a daughter. The judge got a daughter. I said, oh Lord. Everybody got somebody that could be touched, okay? Right. But, they think they're at the top of the food chain.
They throw men, women, anybody up in there.
Mm-hmm. So, Varney is still saying he didn't sleep with Mallory. He crashing out, but Charles don't care. He cold as ice. So, he's like, I love you, but not enough to tell my parents. So, Varney's like, all right, I'm going to go tell your parents. But then we're going to be committed. Charles is like, oh, no.
You want me to tell everybody, but you don't want to commit. And leave it like it is.
He said he's not ready for that. Charles is like, you're not trying to love me. You're trying to possess me, and I'm not your possession. Charles, please stop. Knock it off. Knock it all the way off.
He's just too much.
No, Charles is disgusting. He's comedy relief, but he's a whole hot mess.
Yeah.
So both Calvin and Jillian end up going with Mallory to meet with Charles. Charles is drunk boots out of his mind, child. So he asked him about what Roy said, and she's like, Roy's a fool. And he's like, well, why would he say that? She's like, because he likes to create chaos. Because he was right about Calvin, but when he got to Varney, I was like, Roy, wrong road. Now you just calling any man that you see because she hugged him. You gonna say that? I said, oh Lord. So she's like, no, Varney's a professional. She's like, what kind of woman do you think I am? So Mallory's like, why you so turned up about it? I said, that's the question we need to be asking. Why are you so turned up about it, Charles?
Right.
So she ends up leaving Charles there and going on about her business. And Kimmy is trying to negotiate with this officer that's on his way taking her to Jules. He's like, girl, what you about to do? Don't you grab this wheel? Because she buckles her seatbelt. I said, oh, good Lord. She's like, no, I'm just buckling up for safety. I said, oh, Lord. She's like, if you grab this wheel. So she mace him in the eye, grab the wheel, and flip that car over. I said, oh, good Lord. That's where we end episode 12. So we will come back and talk about 13 to 16 next week. But baby, good God. Good God. Now she flipped the car over.
Child, that could have ended badly for both of them. So yeah. I was like, I don't know.
When she flipped the car over, look at where it stopped. Like,
hanging
right almost over a cliff. Oh.
Yeah, Letitia, nobody wants to know why Varney would even want a relationship with that man, because absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Not a relationship, child. Just have fun. Just have fun.
Is loose booty? I don't think so. He mess with strangers. He don't care.
He sure do.
He on that stuff like,
And then the one said he be having some cute men too. And the one that came out the shower, he just looking here like, oh, don't pay him no mind. I said,
I don't know why he keeps bringing everybody to his house. Like,
right.
You know what y'all into. Y'all, you know your family lives around here. Everything y'all got going on. Why do you keep bringing people to your house? Why can't you just get a hotel?
Child, they be thinking they on the private road. Ain't nobody gonna come up on the private road. But I'm like, it's not a gated community, so clearly you could just drive right up into there. So I don't know why y'all thought that was
private about it, since everybody knows where he lives.
Right.
You telling random strippers, like, come on now.
Listen, maybe whoever runs up on him from the club gonna get one of the men and not him. Just like they got the last one in the car thinking it was him. I said. And so now do we think, now we know Norman did the fire, so I'm assuming that Norman paid them people to prum up that car too.
No. I've seen it, so I can't answer.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want to go into the end?
Yeah.
All right.
I was like on episode 12 or like 13 before I realized like I missed episode 9. I gotta go back and watch that episode.
Only thing you really missed good, but you kind of got cleared up with it was Olivia sleeping with that man, and when we found out that she was the one that sent them people to Horace's place.
No, I also missed what Kimmy did to Delinda though.
Oh, girl.
So I needed this.
Yeah.
You
I think that's at the end of the episode, so I think you could just watch the end.
Yeah.
I think that's at the end, right?
Like I found out like that she did it, but I didn't see what she did or why.
Right.
Oh, girl.
And that's the other thing that makes me say Horace is not telling the truth when he told little dummy Angel that he got that place for the two of them, because how did the wife know about it? How did Olivia know about it? Mm-hmm. Or just because he hired those people, they put the safe in? I don't know. They ain't sit too right with me. I was like,
you know, TP in this writing.
Right. And some stuff just ain't never gonna make. We'll be like, oh, we'll get answers later, and we just never come back to it.
Yeah, I just watched a little smidge of 13, and I said I will turn it off. I have to see what happened with Kimmy and the guy. But I mean, we knew Kimmy was gonna make it anyway. That ain't spoiling nothing. So,
but the guy was, I'm like, everybody that works with Jules, so she like, oh, you know, he got something on you. He's like, he ain't nobody got nothing on me. Like, yes, he does. But like everybody that's working with Jules is in the same predicament.
Yeah. And he was saying he seemed to know like that they would be. Well, was it him or the other guy that seemed to know that they were being treated poorly? Because the one was trying to act like he ain't know nothing. And I was like, child.
Right. Everybody know y'all all in the same situation. You know what time it is. If they would all come together and be like, no, we're not doing this. Then maybe he would stop.
I'm worried about the poor judge's daughter, but I want to know. I want Mallory's backstory, and I want just a quick. Don't draw it out. Mallory, you can give us about 5 minutes. Okay, we need Mallory's backstory about 5 minutes, and I need 1.25 of Calvin, and then another 1.25 of Jillian. A whole 2.5 minutes. That's it.
Don't hold your breath.
We had to have Mallory's
story. It could be a line. It don't got to be a flashback. They can just say it. Nita said, "You ain't about to get it, baby. Don't." No,
we're gonna have a flashback because Kimmy got a flashback.
Nita don't watch to the end. We ain't getting about about Jillian and Calvin. We might get something about Mallory, but we ain't getting nothing about Jillian.
I did want something about Calvin. Jillian, I don't really care because they kind of told us already what her backstory is. Calvin, I want to know more about because he's unhinged.
Hey. What did we get about Jillian?
Remember when she was arguing with Calvin last time and he was like, oh, well, you was like a streetwalker? Then she was like, oh, well, you was doing whatever you was doing. And it was like left up in the air. Like, what was he doing?
I feel like he was a stick-up boy or something like that.
So we know she was in the street. So it's like, all right, well, that's how surprised she's her assistant. I'm surprised he didn't put her in the club, but I guess she needed an assistant.
Because he thinks she's smart. I said, y'all think everybody's smart because you think Kimmy's smart. And Kimmy is just, especially now that she's angry, she's just very irrational. Because I'm like, I get being mad, but everything you doing not making sense, homegirl. But,
Kimmy would have made a better assistant.
Yes, for sure. But then she couldn't have been sleeping with Roy's crazy behind. I said, oh, and we got to.
She went to Roy's, wherever he stay at. and she in that hotel room in them regular clothes. I said, he about to cuss her out now. She gonna need sweats and sneakers. She ain't took a shower in 3 days.
You knew that because he was mad about something else she had on. And she was like, I just was wearing what you picked out for me. He was like, what the F do you have on? She was like, I said, girl, put the dukes down. Where's my sister? Like, y'all just gonna wear my sister? Where's my sister?
And my right. Drink every time you hear that because that was like,
where's my sister? Or my wife is dead.
The whole time, play the drinking game. You're gonna be nice and tipsy. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get to it. I don't want to binge them all and then gotta watch them again. I'm gonna watch 13 tonight. Yeah. But I need to watch this doggone Love Is Blind reunion, child.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how we was gonna do it, but I just it was just on, and I just
Yeah, this is the only show that's kind of easy to binge.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I just don't. Sometimes I don't feel like watching stuff twice since I didn't have enough time because I did this. I had my technical difficulties with my weekly huddle, and then I did the Love Is Blind weddings before this. So I was like, oh, child. Where's my sister?
At all. Sorry.
Get in the bag. Yes. So you ladies can let us know. We start with Shayna. What you got going on your channel?
I'm with my allergy medicine would kick in. I got to do Ready to Love because I'm like 2 days late on that. And RHOA is coming on tonight, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Married to Medicine, and maybe Family or Fiance. It depends on what it's given. But my allergies is tearing me up so bad, like, oof. Oh. I get through it.
Well, you still sound good. You can't really tell. You know how sometimes
like fluffy stuff.
I'm squeezing, my eyes are all itchy, like.
Yeah, that sound like that. Like it is like it's in your nose.
I'm like trying not to sniffle. Like I'm not doing
here in her nose problems.
I be dripping. Yes, my nose be
like year round. But today
I don't be taking no medicine. I just take Benadryl when I go to bed. But during the day, I just be thugging it out.
During the day is
y'all know Zyrtec is non-drowsy, right?
That's what I take.
That's what Shayna took. But I got medicine I took, but I usually have to take it a certain part of the year. But now I think I'm just getting to the age where I need to just basically take it year round, and I'll be playing games. I'm like, it's not the spring, and my body be like, okay, well, I chew.
I hate taking medicine. I don't like taking medicine.
Girl. I pops whatever needs to be popped.
Nita, what you got going on your channel?
I'm gonna be doing Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine. It's gonna be a double header because actually I missed last week's because Monique was working. So I'm gonna get that together.
Y'all doing a live or are you doing a pre-recorded?
No, we're gonna do live.
Okay.
For those two. And then I think I'm gonna do a live for Raising Kanan too. So so that's exciting. I thought the first episode was good. Do you watch that, Shayna?
No, I'm the only one that don't watch it.
Oh, okay.
I only watched OG Power. That was it. Like I'm so behind.
Okay. Yeah, once they saw spinning it off, you'd be like,
because Ghost was on, and I'm like, do I care about Kanan's story? And apparently, I missed something, so I should have watched.
Right, but we know we're in, so
right. This is a builder. Like, how do we get there?
Right.
But 50 Cent played Kanan. I don't really like 50 Cent.
Yeah, because he was a really polarizing character, and he did a whole lot of. So,
he was playing himself, and that's why I was turned off.
I feel like we need to get them a little older because I feel like we're not. I'm going completely off topic. We're not getting to him in jukeboxes like villain art quick enough for me. I'm like, come on.
Right.
I just want to get to what is it where they're going to go back and like the Power Origins. Yeah, I want to see the origins. See the beginning of that.
JB was saying last night he thinks we're going to get season 5 of Raising Kanan, and then that's going to go into Origins. I'm like, I guess, child, because otherwise we're going to need like 6 or 7 seasons or a time jump or something because we're not moving that fast. So I was like,
right. I feel like we kind of spinning our wheels just a smidge.
I thought Juke was either going to get it from either when what happened with Marvin and Jukebox happened, and then when it didn't happen, then I thought it was going to be the Nicole thing, and then it happened there. I'm like, how old are we gonna have to be, ma'am?
Developing the characters.
But everybody watching
that's great, but how many seasons are we gonna get?
Right.
Because y'all like to cancel shows, so.
And if it's on Stars, y'all know Star shows ain't staying on Stars too long.
Right.
At all.
I would wait for BMF, but you know what's going on now. We might not even get season 4.
That show can go.
Yeah, it went down.
I'm not a fan.
I like BMF.
It went downhill. Anybody coming through on the replay, please leave a comment, hashtag replay, an emoji, any of the things. Subscribe on everybody's channels if you haven't already. For me, I have Married to Medicine coming up on Monday. I'm going to try to get to the Love is Blind reunion on Tuesday, and then take a little break. And then Saturday we'll have Raising Canaan, and Sunday will be loaded again. So just keep your notifications on.
Mine's on my main channel. I think I'm just gonna do it over there.
Okay. And subscribe. Like I said, subscribe, because your girl is trying to get these numbers together, child.
I like the video.
Yes. Thumbs up everybody's. Wait, it's media assets, right? Yes, child. Oh Lord, because I got to find the right button and make sure it's loop before I hit that in. Is it loop? It's loop. All right, guys. Thank you for coming through to check us out. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.